Hello there, and welcome to this, our latest Thrive video aimed at our Chartered Accountants Ireland students. My name is Brian Rankin. I'm Head of Student Operations with Chartered Accountants Ireland, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this wellbeing video. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Adele Walsh. Adele is a student and exam coach. She specializes in well-being and mental health coaching. Adele is a qualified chartered accountant, and she also has held senior lecturer and examiner roles. Adele specializes in helping her clients to achieve their academic success in their own academic journey. And Adele, I'm delighted that you're joining us here today on today's video. And I think today we're going to be talking a little bit about managing stress, but managing stress in the moment when it really hits us. And that's both maybe when it comes to exams, that's a really practical application of when we really feel under stress, and any of us feel in that situation, both in the moment itself, but also the anticipation of it sometimes, which we all have that kind of build up. So you're going to talk to us about some of the techniques, some of the benefits of it, and some of the little things we can take away from this short video. So Adele, over to you.
Thank you so much, Brian. I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. So just as Brian said, I am going to go through with you some stress relief techniques before and during the exam. So why we talk about these, that you can use them before and during the exam, you can actually use these in any facet of your life. So be it in personal life, at work life, but we're really going to, I suppose, focus in on just before the exam. So the first thing that I'd say is it is very normal to feel a little bit of stress just before an exam or during the exam. You might have those sweaty palms, your heart might be racing, your breathing might get a little bit faster, you feel those butterflies in your stomach or tension in your stomach, or you might feel tension in your muscles in your shoulders. Again, that is all perfectly normal. But in this short video, I am going to go through with you some techniques to help manage this stress before the exam. If I could say to you, one of the greatest gifts that you can give to yourself is practicing breath work. Okay? When you breathe, you are bringing oxygen to your body so you can thrive. When you are stressed, it does really affect the way that you breathe. But breath work, it can help calm your body down and bring balance back into your body. Breath work has such a positive effect on your overall central nervous system. So as I've said already, when you are feeling stressed, your breath is getting shallow. Now this limits the amount of oxygen that's going into your bloodstream. And think about that. If there's a limited amount of oxygen going to your bloodstream, that means there's a limited amount of oxygen going to your brain. And that is going to affect your cognitive function, which is obviously really important for your exam. And when you are feeling that stress, you're breathing fast, your brain is actually telling your body that that there's a threat somewhere, and that your body goes into fight or flight. But when you slow down your breathing, your brain is actually telling your body, listen, hold on a second here, you're safe, everything is safe. Now, a little word of warning before I show you some techniques about breath work. So again, when I used to go into exams, my mother always used to tell me, Adele, just breathe. And that was really helpful, okay? But in order for breath work to be really, I suppose, effective, you need to practice it. So if you want to build your arms, okay, build the muscles in your arms, what are you going to do? You're going to go to the gym, okay? You're going to go to the gym until you reach your goal. And in order to maintain those muscles, you'll have to keep going to the gym to maintain those muscles. Breath work is like a muscle. It is no different. In order for it to be truly effective, you really need to practice breath work. So what I'm saying here is don't leave this up to the morning of the exam. I always encourage students to incorporate a little bit of breath work into their study routine. You can, before you start your study, do a little bit of breath work. Or if you're practicing a past exam question and you're feeling a little bit under pressure, do a little bit of breath work. It will help calm you down. So again, it's like that muscle in your body, okay? If you're feeling stressed before or during the exam, but you practice breath work already, your body knows what to do. So let's have a look at deep abdominal breathing before we get into some techniques. So what I'd like you guys to do now is, I'd like you to put your hands on your belly. Okay, so what we're trying to do here is get a real effective deep breath. So as you breathe in, you're filling your lungs with air. But you can also, if you've got your hands in your belly, you can feel your belly or your abdomen expand. And the beauty of this is by doing that deep belly breath, that means that the air is getting to the bottom of your lungs. And that's what we want. And then when you're ready to breathe out, okay, your belly or your abdomen will contract. So if you've heard of those deep belly breaths, that's what we're looking for. And in the few techniques that I'm going to show you, ideally that's what we want, those deep abdominal breaths. So the first breath that I'm going to share with you, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen this already, but it is the square breath. You can do this anytime, any place. Nobody knows you were, even if you're in a work situation and you feel like you're under a little bit of stress, okay, you can do the square breath and nobody will know that you're doing it. So again, hands on your belly. And what I want you to do is breathe in through your nose while silently counting to 4. Then I want you to hold your breath for 4 seconds, filling your head with calmness and smoothing out any physical tensions. Breathe out then for 4 seconds, imagining all of that calmness flowing through your body, and then hold for 4. And you can do this as many times as you wish. So let me repeat it again. You're going to take that deep belly breath for 4 seconds, imagine it like a square, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and then hold for 4. I often tell students, and I wish I did this when I was doing my own exams, that before you tackle any question or any requirement of a question in an exam, do a square breath. It's 16 seconds. You can afford 16 seconds to give you that clarity of thought and to help you calm down. Another variation of the square breath is the rectangle breath. So this is where you might breathe in for 6, hold for 4, breathe out for 6, and hold for 4. The next breath that I want to introduce to you guys is the 7-11 breath. So what I want you to do here is I want you to imagine a balloon, and firstly think of a balloon of your favorite color, okay? So think of that balloon in your belly. And what you were going to do is you were going to breathe in for 7 and imagine that balloon expanding. So breathe in for 7 seconds and then breathe out for 11 seconds. And as you're breathing out, the balloon is deflating. So research has shown when the out breath is longer than the inner breath, okay, then that is having that real calming effect on your body. So that's a 7-11. So you breathe in for 7 seconds and then out for 11 seconds. The next breath, this mightn't be one that is hugely common, but I love this one, and it's called the lightning conductor, okay? So firstly, what is a lightning conductor? So imagine a tall building, and at the top of the tall building, there's a rod. So there's a metal rod mounted on top of the structure, and that's intended to protect the structure from a lightning strike. So what happens if lightning hits the rod? It'll be conducted in through the ground through a wire, instead of passing down through the building, causing fire or electrocution. What I want you to do is think of your own body as a lightning conductor. When you are feeling that stress coming in, at maybe it's just before the exam or a question has come up and it's a little bit left field, what I want you to do is, again, hands on your belly, okay, and a big deep breath in, but as you're breathing in, you're telling yourself, like, I'm breathing in calmness and knowledge, or I'm breathing in calmness and expertise, and I'm breathing out fear and anxiety. And I wanted you to imagine that stress grounding into the ground, like what would happen with a lightning conductor. So again, you can use anything that you want, but the ones that come to mind for me for an exam might be, I'm breathing in calmness and knowledge and expertise, and I'm breathing out any stress or fear. So again, there's kind of, I suppose, there's words going with this breath in a sense. Okay, so it's a really helpful one. And again, it might be really helpful for you if you're kind of like a visual person. You can visualize that stress grounding into the ground. And the last technique that I wanted to share with you is called the 4S technique. And this was coined together by Dr. Anya Tubridy, and she wrote a book called When Panic Attacks. Okay, so, and again, you can use this in any stressful situation, and it's the 4S's that I want you to think about. So the first one is slow down your breathing. Again, use maybe the 7-11 breath here. Get that out breath longer than the in breath so your body knows that you are calming down and that you are in a safe space. Next, still body. 3, safe thoughts. Actually telling yourself that you are safe. I am not under threat here, I am safe. And then steadying your energy. So slow down your breathing, still body, safe thoughts, and then steadying your energy. I want to share with you as well just some resources that you might find helpful if this is something that you're really interested in. When I started my journey on breathwork, I was quite skeptical for anyone that has heard me talk before, but I was given this book by Dermot Whelan called Mindful. And in this book, it is, I suppose, he explains breathwork in a really simple manner and gives the breath that I've been just talking about. But again, it's a really great way to introduce you to breathwork. And I have no affiliation with Dermot Whelan, okay? The next one that I got as well, once I started, I suppose, really engaging and practicing on breathwork, was this book by Rebecca Dennis, and it's called In this book, she recommends lots of different breaths for all manner of situations, but it's quite a practical book. And then there's lots of different apps like Calm and Headspace. Some of these you have to pay for, but you can always go on YouTube, okay? And all of the resources are free. And on YouTube, if you just type in square breaths, rectangle breaths, 7-11 breaths, there would be a huge amount of resources and videos that you can use as you go through your study. So just to reiterate again, it is the greatest gift that you can give yourself to practice breath work because it will really help de-stress you. And you were in full control of your breath. You were telling your body that you were safe by engaging in those deep breaths. My word of warning though, practice it well in advance of the exam. Build it into your study routine. Again, at the start of the study session, maybe after a break, or even better, doing a square breath every time you do a requirement of an exam question. So that is it from me. If you'd like any further information on anything that we've talked about there, my details are up on the screen. So you've got my email, my website, and my Instagram, where there's lots of different free resources up there, and at my LinkedIn. You'll also find in my website lots of blog posts on exam stress and exam preparation. So do feel free to have a look through them. So thank you.
Adele, thank you very much indeed. I was struck by how practical that's going to be, not just in the exam sense, or not even anything to do with our academic studies, but in all facets of life. I've heard you talk before, and we shared a podium, and I think a bit like me, you were a bit skeptical at the start and wondered about what is all this mumbo jumbo? Does it really work?
Yeah.
But like you, I took it away. I've started, well, some time ago. I've applied it in my life, and it really does work. And I know you felt the same way.
It really does, Brian. I'm delighted to hear that you've taken it away because try it and see. But it really is, as I said in that piece, it's something that you've got full control of, in particularly in the exam.
Adele, just to thank you very much indeed. I hope to see you soon, and we'll talk to our students again soon. And thank you for joining us on this our Thrive video. We've got a couple of more of these videos in production. We'll be working with Adele and some other colleagues on these. So I look forward to hosting these again and bringing them to your attention. Thanks very much, and goodbye.
Thank you.